And welcome back, curling fans, to the 2024 Everest Canadian Senior Curling Championships. We are at the Curl Moncton Curling Club in Moncton, New Brunswick. I'm in the booth up here with Penny Shantz, your Olympic gold medalist and three-time reigning Masters champion. Our featured game today is a men's matchup, BC versus Yukon. And this is the final game of the round robin. And we'll be pulling up some standings later, and we will try to keep track of who will be moving on to the championship flight and who will be going on into the relegation pool or seeding pool. And right now some teams are in and some are out. And I guess we'll find out who's finally in.
Did you forget my name? No. That's okay.
I think I got it.
Yeah, you're right. So we have a good match tonight, like Dan said. The White Horse men, Terry Miller at skip, Chris Meager at third, Doug Hamilton at second, and Don McPhee at lead. The BC men from the Victoria Curling Club. Neil Dangerfield is the skip, Mike Wood the third, Darren Bowden the second, Glenn Allen the lead. They actually have a five-man team. They've also got Andy Jarzepiak as fifth player alternate and coach.
All right, so full slate for the last draw of today, and we will be back tomorrow. There is a draw first thing 8:30 in the morning, and we will not have coverage of that draw, but we will be back at 12:30 tomorrow with three more games for you there. And yeah, just looking at Terry Miller down in the hack here. This is his last weekend, I guess, as representing Yukon. He's moved to BC. So Yukon will have a new face in their men's, Masters, or sorry, the Masters, mixed, and the club.
Seniors. Yeah, senior men's.
So Terry has been the face of Yukon curling for quite a while up there. Be interesting to see who the new face will be in a lot of these events.
Right, I had the opportunity to talk to Terry a little bit. He's moved to around Kamloops to, I think he's on Tobiano Golf Course. Him and his wife have bought a home there.
Nice.
And I asked him, I said, you're going to have a few teams looking for you. He advised me that he's already picked up, or a team has picked him up. He's playing with Steve Wright out of Kelowna.
So there, we might see him back with a different jacket. And the Dangerfield team, well, I think they had to come from the farthest to get here. So I'm sure they're well over their jet lag. They're off to a good start here so far. This is our draw number 11. Currently in the standings, BC is 3-2, and Yukon is 1-4. So onto our game here. It's fairly clean out of the gate. Teams exchanging hits as Yukon put the first one into the rings.
This team from BC comes from the Victoria Curling Club, and although they don't have that much, for a few of them, it's their first national event. But in saying that, they play in a super league in Victoria, and it's very competitive, and it's full of national and international players. Our Curl BC high competitive coaches out of there. Elaine Dagg-Jackson, of course, is from that area. And so they come with a lot of experience. They've won the Super League there a few times, so they know how to win.
Yeah, and I think they're one of the teams that's on the bubble. A win will get them in, and a loss might get them into a tiebreaker, depending on what's happening all over the rest of the two rinks that we have here in this beautiful Curl Moncton Club.
Probably the guy to watch out there is Mike Wood. Mike holds the team with the most experience, and of course Mike was the skip of the, let's see, where was he? He was the skip of the 1988 BC junior team. They lost the final of the Worlds to Pija Lindholm, so they won the silver. And he's also curled third for Dean Jones. Dean Jones and his wife Shannon are well known in BC at a high competitive level, and so we're looking forward to watching what Mike gives this team tonight.
And we have our first miss of the game here. Just putting past the face of that one. So Terry, electing to come around his own rock here, not putting up a guard. So we're at the first or third rocks here. So Chris Meager, out-turn draw to the back of the forefoot. Give a little separation between the two.
Chris has been to the last 3, including this one, senior championships.
Yeah,
So he's got some.
These guys have been here a few times. I think they were there both times when, or most of the time when we've been coming here. So
I think I've seen them every time too.
That's right. That's good.
all right, so that one stops in the back of the house. Sitting 2 is Yukon.
Not too much in play here.
So Neil, he'll take the double here, roll to the outside a little if he can get it.
Dan and I went through the standings here, and we noticed that there's a few teams in each pool that probably are in, definitely into the championship round, but there's a lot of games out there where they're playing and they have to win.
It's, you know, it's always like, it looks like a lot of things need to happen, and you know, we really won't know until the last rock for some of these teams comes to rest, and we'll find out their position, see if we require you know, the last stone draw numbers for a tiebreaker. They will try to use their record head-to-head first.
Just nice. Clean.
So they started out with 14 teams, 14 men's teams and 14 ladies teams. They split them in 2 pools. You play everyone in your pool, and depending on how you stand after that, the top 4 in each pool go on to the championship round, and then you play a crossover. So you play the other 4 members in the other pool. The top 4 after that end up in the finals on Saturday, and team 1 will play team 4, team 2 will play 3. The winners go to the final.
Right, and the winner will be moving on to represent Canada in the Senior Worlds in Fredericton in April.
In April, along with the mixed doubles.
Yeah, they put the 2 of those together. They have been for years. And Canada, well, actually New Brunswick hosting another major event, so good on them.
A lot in the Maritimes right now.
Yeah, and having a lot of the volunteers stepping up. Big thank you for all their efforts and stuff. I think they have well over 100 volunteers that have helped put this together.
I think it's like 130 volunteers, so officials, timers,
and they've been going double hard because they did just have the U21 mixed doubles here the week before. So the ice crew, you know, drivers, any of the volunteers, whether you're timer, announcers, you name it, they've been busy here. Everyone except for Stu, the host, he's been kind of getting a lot of time off from what I've seen. Only enough time to bug us. And so back in this, we're into the skip rocks now.
Here's your skip, Terry Miller. Soon to be wearing maybe a BC jacket.
Right, so he's trying to get this one to roll under. He's really close on this one. He's going to have a roll, whether he sticks around or not. And Mike giving it a good scrub, but it does hang on the wide side out there.
Normal? Look at the roll? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how much is out there. Lots of pebble, eh? So make sure.
All right, so Neil will be throwing his first rock here. He's okay with the roll underneath here. This is a rock where they probably didn't throw too many practice rocks. And you heard him indicate there could be a fair bit of pebble out here. So not 100% sure on where the broom should be. So he's going to keep his weight up a little bit.
Based on what we've seen on this sheet, I would say that ice is pretty close.
Yeah, nice. Next release, just cleaning, so that means he's pretty close to the broom. Not getting much curl out of it early, so they're trying to finish this one up so he can hang around.
Okay.
And that just ran right down the sheet for him. Hitting that well on the outside, rolling out. So giving Terry a chance to put the first one in a good spot around there, maybe force Neil to draw the full four at least, maybe even the button.
Should be close. They took about 4 more inches of ice on that and didn't get behind it, so.
This spot down the ice has been curling a little bit, so.
More so later in the game. The pebble should be still fairly fresh on this line. I think a lot of guys drawing to the button would have crossed over this line, but not originally going down it. So turn draw, trying to get around the guard here.
Weight looks good.
I think we're at least
Wait, line's
line.
good. We're
T plus.
Close.
Doug.
So Don McPhee and Doug Hamilton will try to get this one around that guard. This line's looking really good. He's getting tight to that guard. Oh, I think he hit the back of it just to straighten it out.
Did tuck it in there, but it still came at the end.
Had enough finish and cut right in behind. So buried enough that I don't know that Neil can chase that and
Tough to chase it.
take it for the blank.
Well,
It'll be a big gamble in the first end. So let's listen in and see what he thinks.
risky.
It's risky with that guard up front, because if you tick it in, they're going to be counting too. So I agree with this shot. Just take your one, draw for one, and move on.
Not 100% sure on the ice there yet. Yeah, you don't want to be pumping them in for two. So here comes your practice rock of draw to the button.
What do you guys want? 0-0?
Yeah, zero's the thing.
Okay.
So that was interesting. I like the way Neil came down there and he was asking his sweepers what he wanted for a time, what he's looking for. You know, most of the time he'll come down there and
tell him what he's going to give.
Yeah. So getting a lot of input from his sweepers.
He probably has a pretty good idea in his head.
T-line, guys.
Yeah. So they want to
down the ice.
Yeah, call confirm. Sweepers jumped it pretty early, getting on it a little early, but it's in a good spot in the ice here. Ice should be good all over still. Good judgment by the sweepers. Putting it right on the Everest logo. And a draw of one in our first end of action here for BC. They take a 1-0 lead, and we'll be right back with the second end.
Curling means so much to our family. Obviously, it's a big part of our life. Isabella always says that she wants to be an Olympic champion curler when she grows up, which just melts my heart. But it also has shown them that if you work hard, anything is possible. If I was to ask them if they wanted to chase a dream, they believe that anything is possible as long as they put the work in, and it's because of watching us on the ice.
Everest is here to support you in the moments that matter. Learn how at everestfuneral.ca.
It takes passion and a whole lot of dedication to meet Cavendish Farms' high standards. To become an epic late-night snack. Part of the ultimate breakfast. And the dinner crew crowd pleaser. From Canada's favorite French fries to onion rings, hash browns, and potato tots, Canadians can count on Cavendish Farms to serve top quality every time. Cavendish Farms. Made our way, enjoy your way.
And welcome back to the Everest Senior Curling Championships. Our feature game, we have a men's matchup between BC and Yukon. So we're going to kind of show you a little bit of the standings board here and let you know that Yukon is pretty much eliminated from this, but in our men's A pool, we have Saskatchewan and Nova Scotia who are basically in 5-1 record and a 4-1 record for them. And then we have some, I guess that depending on what's happening out here, are still alive, I'll call it, to try to get into the championship side. British Columbia, Manitoba, and Newfoundland. And as I mentioned, Yukon and also the Northwest Territories eliminated with their records already. So we'll follow those along as we get a little bit closer. On the B side, securing their spots in the championship flight are Alberta and New Brunswick. And still waiting to see what's going to be happening is Ontario, Quebec, Northern Ontario, and Prince Edward Island. The only team currently being eliminated there is Nunavut. So we'll go across and get some more scores across the board as the games go on, and we'll keep that updated. If you want to check that out yourself and follow along on some of the other games and the scores, you can go to curling.ca/scoreboard, and we can pick up all that action as well. Also to let you know, if you want to get some tickets to any of the upcoming events, you can get those online at curling.ca/tickets. We do have a lot of activity in, I guess, high-level curling matches and events coming up. The first one being the Canadian Mixed Doubles Olympic Trials, December 30th to January 4th in Liverpool, Nova Scotia. And that's being brought to you by IKS Media, who are doing this event as well. And they do a really good job. They are also streaming a couple other sheets. If you want to check it out, Sheet 2 and Sheet 3 will be followed along. You can get those on TSN Plus or go to youtube.com/Curling Canada.
Right.
So I can give you a little bit of update on some of the other events here while a little bit of time. The Scotties Tournament of Hearts is running February 14th to 23rd in Thunder Bay. And Montana's Briar will be after that, presented by AGI at February 28th to March 9th in Kelowna. And we will also have the BKT Tire World Men's Championship, March 29th to April 6th in Moose Jaw. And as I'd mentioned, the World Men's and Women's Seniors and Mixed Doubles will be in Fredericton in New Brunswick, April 26th to May 3rd. And we'll give you a little break in the summertime, but we're going to come back with the Canadian Curling Trials in November 22nd to 30th in Halifax.
That's great. Well, there's not much happening in our game. We have one rock in play, and that would be the Yukon team. They have a guard up front, and they're looking at coming around it.
Yeah, so Terry doesn't have a lot to play for here other than position in the seating, so he's trying to play spoiler. Playing pretty conservative.
That rock really moved for him.
Yeah.
He's trying to come around that guard there.
It did come off of that center line just a little bit. They didn't really even look at it.
Double.
Can't. I guess they've agreed that it's not on the line, or they can see that it's not on the line. So, and there's more than 5 rocks gone, so he can remove them all.
And he will ideally want to remove them all.
Yeah, the port is pretty narrow. It is possible to maybe. I don't think he can squeak that one into the rings at all off of this. He will probably leave it on top if he can hit it right in the middle, but looks like he's over curl us a little bit. Hitting that one pretty solid. Might actually just pump that Yellowstone on the rings.
He did, and he left a staggered corner or staggered guard.
Right, so this is a really good situation for Terry and Yukon, as those two cannot be promoted straight back if he can get this right around. So a little bit of a break for Yukon here. See if they can take advantage of it.
Chris Meager throwing the rock.
First of thirds rocks.
Exactly, nice, real nice.
T-line.
Now the sweepers like the weight. They call in T-line. It's hanging on the line for a little bit here, so we should see it start cutting pretty good here. Well, now it's staying out in the good stuff. It's running a little straighter.
Curl it, Doug. Curl. Yep.
Going now. Go.
Yeah, Doug carving this baby right in there. It's finishing really good.
Attaboy.
And that, I can't even read.
Right
What's-
on the Everest.
What is the name on that? I can't read it. He's covered it so good. Right on the mountain, Everest Mountain. Nice shot. So we have Mike Wood here, trying to come around. He can freeze this. I think he'd like to ideally tap it a little bit and be shot. I don't know that Terry would be putting the guard up if he is short and making it tougher for him to get in.
He's trying to shake the house a little bit here. He doesn't mind forcing the Yukon to 1 point here.
Line's getting better. T-line.
He's got good line.
T-line, guys. Come on.
This is going to finish in there really nice.
I think it's
Right to it,
kind of coming down hard.
Good sweep, guys.
Pretty good spot. I mean, right now, if you're Terry, you'd have a draw to the 4 foot. But he's coming in here.
Yep.
Kind of corner
Freeze
freeze.
on this side of it right here.
So
Mike, his rotation at the end there was coming off. Might want to
it was,
throw a little bit more rotation on the rock. out
yeah,
there.
unless he's really trying to hook it in there, then
Yeah. These are Curl Canada rocks and they have been touched, so you need to make sure that you've got good rotation on it.
and what do you mean by touched? Say touched.
They sanded the bottom. Well, they did a lot of
Scuff them with a piece of sandpaper. I know when we first got here, we walked in and the ice crew were actually working on the club stones here, and they had a couple devices. They were doing a hard sand on the stones to sharpen them, whole running surface at first, and then they had another setup that they would just do a light scuff to, I guess, sharpen that little bit or of just a little bit of running surface that was left. So they actually, whatever they did a good job on these ones because we've got really good curl and they're very consistent. I haven't seen a lot of rocks no changed up. So
They did have Greg Iwasco here. We're in 2 ice sheds here. They're side by side, divided by a big wall between. And Curl Moncton originally consisted of 3 curling clubs: the Beausejour, the Beaver Club, and one more, the MCA.
yes.
And they combined and made one 10-sheet curling club with a wall in the middle. What happened during COVID is curling went down a bit, so they've taken out the ice on the other ice shed and it turned into a pickleball court. But for events like this, so they can host, they brought the ice back.
Put it back in.
And they had Greg Iwasco come in and do that for them, set up the ice.
So a real skinny double here for Neil. He just rubbed the very back of that, barely even moving the yellow, trying to double there. And he rolled out on that, so
Hackett, something like that, yeah, half a row. That's got to be in the ballpark.
So Greg did the ice, he set it up for them, but the head ice technician is Joe Mason.
Better thin
And
than thick,
for
right?
people in this area, you definitely would
Maybe a smidge
know
more.
that name. He makes a lot of the competition ice in this area.
so
Back weight.
interesting call here by Terry. He's electing to try to move the red stone out of play on this side, roll over here, hopefully wide enough not to leave the double, but he will still leave the one on the center.
As an opportunity for the
As-
BC team.
Yeah, and
If it's really tight, eh?
so if this is curling pretty good, he could be making a shot for BC. We'll see if he can get the team to hold it out for him. Trying to pick it out of there and stay.
Solid hack.
The board.
Got board. Brendan's got good lots of rotation on this one. It's running the line for him, so he doesn't get any contact. His weight was close to what they were looking for, but
And you know, I don't know if that's a bad miss.
yeah, the call was that was a bold move. You know, there's some things that could have went wrong, but this wasn't the worst thing that could have went wrong, I guess.
That's right.
Try and, use the 4 footies up one. Right?
What was the conversation there?
Yeah, even Neil's deciding, can he see enough
I was
to
thinking about hitting this.
bump it. So he's
Right?
trying to get
Just roll
that
right there.
that other Yellowstone off. And
Make it, make him make the draw, right?
Okay.
You like that?
Right there.
Yeah. We kind of wait. Control. Okay.
That yellow one is in the rings, I guess, so they're worried that
they're eliminating another yellow one, and because they're closer, I guess he could leave it for the guard on top of his.
Nose will do. The shooter, the raised rock will roll left. Okay.
So looking for either one of these rocks, either the rock
Ideally, a
that's
little
jammed
bit
into
on
the
the-
yellow
on
to
your
stay
side,
there,
Glenn.
or a shooter to stay there to
Control.
keep a guard up on his second shot rock.
Yep.
Clean. Clean.
Whoa, whoa,
Whoa.
did buff it out a little bit
Yeah,
there.
they're looking for this to curl up. So if he opens everything up here, I'll get a lot of this when you get that yellow out of there. And he moved it out. It was always in
We go the other way.
third shot position and still is.
The way that
And he has changed the turnaround for Terry to try to tap this one out. However, he has given him the opportunity for a three.
I overthrew it a bit, right? Like I was
Last one, I
almost
think you
bumper weight.
expected the curl more than it did
You have
too.
seen earlier in the games
I need
that the
a little bit more than that.
hits are staying straight towards the
A little more.
latter half of the game. It will curl up a little bit
Yeah,
more.
so with this turn, and
We're bored with that.
Terry has tightened the ice up. If he has the same release and rotation, it should run down there.
Be happy with his 2.
If he can pick it out of there and get his deuce, and if he can throw it quiet enough and get it by the yellow, stay for 3, he'd be even happier. So no turn takeout from Terry Miller.
Last rock in the second end.
He's got some solid weight here.
Close.
This one's a little more inside the line. This might come up on him. Yeah, Doug Hamilton trying to hold this straight. He's doing a good job. Don McPhee gets in there to assist. It's really close to missing it. He did chip the back one. He's trying to get it out of there. Wow. I think he may have just won for sure, and I'm going to say measure for 2.
You might have got 2.
That was a quick deuce. They took that off, so Terry Miller getting a deuce in the second end. Now lead BC by a score of 2-1, and we'll be right back after this.
You make moments like these possible.
From cash spiels to grand slams, club competitions to world championships, there's a lot to keep up with on the pebbled ice. Stay up to date with the Hardline Curling Show, your weekly source for everything curling, with the latest event results, breaking news, interviews with players, executives, and insiders, plus behind-the-scenes access you won't get anywhere else. Follow us on Facebook, X, Instagram, and subscribe to our YouTube. Make sure you don't miss a thing.
And welcome back to Moncton, New Brunswick for the Everest Senior Curling Championship. Dan Holowichuk here with Penny Shantz. Our feature matchup is BC Yukon Men's, with Yukon getting a deuce in the second end and BC having the hammer being down 2-1.
Yep. Bring it, both of you.
And BC has
Yep,
their
bring it,
corner
bring it,
guard up
bring it,
there.
bring it, Yep. Every inch.
I think he wants every inch on that
I think
shot.
he's trying to get everything he can out of his guys. And they did get it to the center line and short of the ring. So they can't move that one off the line for a few more rocks. So Neil electing to come around his corner guard. He put it up there. You might as well use it. That was always my theory.
Lead,
Why do we
Glenn
put it
Allen's
there?
throwing that.
Just
Got a
one.
curl.
Curl, Stan.
Looking for it to move a lot.
Take a look though. It's skating.
6.
It's skating, guys.
Oh, then.
It's skating.
Mine's getting better, Darren. You got to curl it. Go, Darren. Curl it, Darren. Come on.
So Glenn Allen,
Keep going,
he
keep going.
hasn't. This is his
Keep
first
going.
national
right back.
championship that he's playing
Okay, Glenn.
that he's playing in. But in saying that, he plays the bagpipes, and he has since he was 10 years old. So he has been to a lot of nationals because he's asked in Victoria to play the bagpipes at them.
Well, he obviously knows the theme song to the winning team march. So
Time. We got
Yeah.
lots of time.
I always like that song.
Right.
What do you like? Control,
I like all of them.
bumper, What do you like?
Bumper.
He also
Okay.
has done some stats at major events. Nice to see him playing in it.
Yeah. He didn't bagpipe himself out here, did he?
Maybe they did that back at the room.
Clean. Yep.
Yeah, I think he turned it
So
in.
Doug Hamilton
Yep.
trying to get that one. You can see most of it.
Hard, Chris.
They're really trying to hold this one.
Okay.
Yeah, he's all over the guard. Roll back to the middle. Trying to get that one. Oh,
Yep. Thanks.
oh,
No, what? I don't.
Under there.
Oh,
free
I
gu-
see.
There's a free guard zone.
Nice way, Glenn.
Okay.
So, yep, they got it back in a pretty good spot. They can see not all of it.
All
So
right.
that's the risk of playing that heavier weight on those ones, even though you can see them. You touch that guard, move it out of play.
Half round, half
Big
back.
advantage for the other team. Everything goes back, and it's like they get a back-to-back shot. So some people will avoid that shot. Maybe try to set something up in the middle where after this one they can
Mine's
start
good.
removing it.
3.
If it does tick the guard.
Okay, they're
It will
saying
stay
3,
on.
so this might be another guard for them.
Yeah,
Oh, now they're in.
5.
Yeah.
Mine's good.
Sliding
Mine's
pretty good.
great.
so he does want to come around the guard, Christmas tree it.
Christmas tree again.
Christmas tree. Everybody likes the Christmas tree.
Good sweep, guys. Good job.
Good boy.
Go, Darren.
Yeah.
Pretty good shot there.
So
Play the same weight. Just
Yep.
like a little more ice.
it's peeking out about a quarter rock and leaving about a half of the rock at the very back one.
Touch that. That's fine.
So Terry playing this with some weight so that he can hold his shooter after it rubs something. Gets the guard, he'll open up a double, but if he hits the one in the rings, he can actually roll under his 2 yellows.
Yep. Yep.
Dougie Hamilton,
Yep.
don't turn.
Hard.
Control hit, this is coming up tight to the guard, it's moving on him. Trying to hold this, so
No.
he takes that guard again.
Okay, that's not a bad miss, taking off that guard and opening it up.
Yeah, and actually he stuck his other one, put it in the rings, and left himself a guard on his center one. So
And as Terry indicated, that's fine. That's good.
Hit the roll for a guard.
That's your tolerance on
Hit
that
this one,
shot.
okay.
as opposed to firing it through the hole and getting nothing.
Control.
Yep.
So Neil opening up the front. Going for the double on these two. Can actually, I don't know if he can make the double and roll for a corner without
Way good.
jamming that one.
Yes.
Yeah, I gotta go.
Hurry. Hard, guys.
Hard, Mike.
Doesn't
Really
want to hit
hard.
this one across the face into it because it might be going into his zone.
Whoa.
Now they're just looking to
It
try
is
to just get
crossing
the one.
face. Oh,
And
no.
he lost his back rock.
Okay.
But he did roll the shooter out, so not the end all, and he rolled for a corner.
He's got the corner guard now.
However, Terry does have the opportunity to hit this one
On
and set 3. But nothing behind any guards.
Pretty open house.
Yeah. So first to third rock here for the Yukon. Chris Meager.
Whoa. Yep.
Chris also coaches. He was coach of the year in 1995.
Hard. No roll.
Right to the line.
A little roll there, but it's open. But he did get shot rock. So they are sitting 3 right now.
Yeah, I think we're going to see Neil try to hit and roll under his own.
Control.
Always better to send your own rock back into it as opposed to the opposition.
It's pretty tight. I don't mind board.
So from the other end, we heard his teammate say, wants a little bit more ice, maybe a little less weight. I'll be see how they negotiate the timing of the break point here.
More.
He wants more.
He wants more. So Mike Woodward is in turn hit.
How much?
Board.
And this one's on the other side of the center line a little bit.
Nice weight.
They're changing the
Should cut
call
at the
as it
end.
comes down.
Yep.
Trying to roll it the other way now.
Whoa, whoa.
Trying to get under some cover.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Sit there.
That's what it rolls out a little bit.
Okay.
Right in the open.
Mike.
Same weight.
So I always hate that as a thrower when you ask for more ice and you hit it on the wide side. It's
Right.
like, oh, why did I do that?
And I think you almost have a tendency to even give yourself a little more than what your skip's giving you, right?
More weight.
Clean. Yep. Yep.
Hard.
So Chris Meager looking to just hit and stay here.
Whoa,
He rolls
whoa.
under.
Dub, dub.
He won't be unhappy with it.
Wow. Definitely more weight, eh?
Oh, you have to, yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
A little more weight than Terry was expecting, but you know what? No harm there. Rolled wide enough.
Okay, he has an opportunity here to hit the center rock and roll behind the corner. He might even get a piece of that back one on the
Control.
8 foot on the left-hand side.
Yeah, a couple of options. The hit and roll under. You can hit and roll over for the double as well and stay in the rings if he's hitting a little skinny. So Mike Wood's last rock here in the third end. Looking for the hit and roll under his redstone.
Oh, that might have picked on them.
This one is, yes, this one's really going on him. So
All the way.
trying to make sure you
Maybe
get a piece.
skinny.
Oh my goodness.
That just really went on him.
Good.
And the rotation was gone on it. I have that
Oh,
picked
yeah.
on him.
Wow. That,
Excuse my language.
wow. Terry's going to get a red card.
Yeah.
So that one spun back in.
I like
So
that. Thinking here.
I know in Western Canada we have a lot more rinks with boards and stuff when you have the lines out here like that. So if that one did spin over the line
And come
and
back.
come back in like that,
Yeah.
Somebody
how
would
would you
have
know?
had
If you
Somebody
had,
would
if
have
you
to
had the
see it.
board or the sponge, the rock would actually stop. So yeah, I don't know if you'd have to have both skips there to agree that that thing went over the line.
Then they'd have to call upstairs to us and say, can we get a
Video
Get a
replay,
video of that?
but in your club play, what would you do? We'll have to find an official on that one to see what they have out
We
here
got to make sure we got enough ice to buy
in the
that red
Maritimes.
rock, right? Which this is.
T-line open
This
is good. No double.
So skip rocks.
Terry's drawing here to lie 3.
I think he's trying to utilize that the red guard. Does not want to go behind the T line and give Neil a chance to get a deuce if he just has to come down and freeze here. So something on the top of the ring and something behind that red rock would be really good.
Go for weight, Chris.
Oh,
Got to go
This
for
is a
weight.
little light.
he's working the boys down the middle here. It's got good rotation. This one will continue to drag for a long ways. Dougie could have stayed on that one.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it just kept going.
Great
Good,
sweeping.
good sweep by the guys.
Around that?
And they did bury a little piece of it.
Go right here.
Okay.
I think
that?
that's a call.
Or hit and roll.
2 shots.
Hit and roll's not bad.
Let's go here.
As a skip.
Hey.
Penny, what do you like?
I like the draw.
And
Definitely come around that. You're going to have to draw with your last one, I think. And
exactly, that's why I like it as well. I mean, if you think you're going to be playing a draw with your last one, why not try it here? You can still get your deuce this way. You
And-
did just see this come down. However, Terry did have a lot of rotation. We'll see how Neil's release on this. There will be some finish if he can get this in a really good spot. There is probably no raise for Terry on that yellow that he put there by tucking a little piece under that guard.
That hit and roll was all the way across the house. The hit and roll, it doesn't have the highest percentage.
No, and especially if the other team can sweep, and you can actually move some rocks pretty good in the house here with some sweeping. So
Line's good.
they could have maybe made it poke out even in the open.
Line's
So
good.
it could clear it
Where?
out. But see if we can make the draw.
Room.
Neil had great draw weight in the
Girls,
first
again.
end when he drew for his
Yeah,
one.
and
Line's good.
Back 4, guys.
Line's good.
so
Line's real good
calling
now.
for back
Still got a
4.
curl.
Come
They
on.
will get the
Still
movement.
got a
Yeah.
curl.
Keep
Yeah,
going.
the line's just
Keep
coming in there
going.
really good.
Curl.
Trying to finish it up
That
hard.
curled.
Here it comes.
Keep going. Keep going.
And he's burying some, but not a whole bunch of it. About 3/4 exposed. We'll see
Great
how
weight.
much weight. Terry's not wasting a lot of time. He's just making sure that this goes away.
He's got to make it go around.
You could try to play something with a little bit more finesse, but for him right now, it's risk versus reward, and make it go away. Neil will probably have the same shot.
There's one to tie the game. Yeah. This is a spot where Mike Wood had thrown down a little bit less weight, and we'll see what this does. I think he's throwing more normal weight.
Probably a nice, comfortable weight. Maybe take some of the curl. If he gets this on the other side of the center line a little early and soft, he will get really tight to his zone.
Oh, this is going to curl on him.
Yeah, you see Don McPhee going hard on it, trying to hold it out there for him. And
Oh, he got it. There you go.
like a surgeon.
No
Scoots
problem.
it by, stays in the 4-foot. So maybe changing the shot for Neil. He might hit this one.
Board weight?
He does anything on the outside will roll into his zone.
Just board? Yeah, okay.
Board?
Doesn't want to overthrow this and roll out. There are a bunch of other yellow kickers in the rings here, so playing just a quieter board weight.
Board.
Doesn't need to move it if you wanted to just draw down to it, but playing to remove it.
Board weight.
So Neil Dangerfield, last rock in the third end, looking to hit and stay
Line's
for
good.
Board?
The board?
nice.
Whoa.
That's pretty good.
Calling nice board weight,
Curl.
Curl.
and with that board, it should start
Curl.
coming up for him.
That's right. Should
Yeah.
come up in that spot.
And it is.
boy.
It's beautiful weight, coming up with beautiful line. Gets
Great
it right
shot.
on the nose.
We're ready.
And he stays in the 4-foot for 1 point here in the third end. BC scoring a single, 2 for BC, 2 for Yukon. We have a tie game, and we'll be back with fourth end.
I love that curling is a team sport, that we're able to travel the world with friends and family and experience the journey with fans as well. The sport demands so much, whether it's fine motor skills or both physically and mentally taxing. And it's just a fun social sport that you're able to kind of make an extended family all over the world.
Everest is here to support you in the moments that matter. Learn how at everestfuneral.ca.
It takes passion and a whole lot of dedication to meet Cavendish Farms' high standards. To become an epic late-night snack. Part of the ultimate breakfast. And the dinner crew crowd pleaser. From Canada's favorite French fries to onion rings, hash browns, and potato tots, Canadians can count on Cavendish Farms to serve top quality every time. Cavendish Farms. Made our way, enjoy your way.
And welcome back to the Everest Senior Curling Championships in Moncton, New Brunswick. Our feature matchup, we have a tie game between BC and Yukon men's. And just looking across the rest of the rink here, we have a game on sheet A with the ladies, Yukon and Prince Edward Island. And right now it's Prince Edward Island up 4-2. On sheet B, we have Northern Ontario and Manitoba ladies, and we have Manitoba leading that one 3-0. On sheet C, we have a men's game, Quebec versus PEI, and Quebec is up 3-1. And going over to the other shed.
Yeah, other ice shed. We have Quebec women playing Newfoundland, and Newfoundland is winning that game 3-1. Northwest Territories is playing BC women, and they're tied right now after 3 ends. It's 1-1. That game is an important game in standings, which we'll go over later. Manitoba men are playing Nova Scotia men, and it's 1-0 for Manitoba there. It's early, it's up 2 ends. New Brunswick men are playing Northern Ontario, and New Brunswick is up 2-0 in that game, and New Brunswick, I think they're already in. Definite in.
Yes.
I like a center guard.
And so we can get into the standings here on the ladies' side.
Right. Okay, so on Pool A for the ladies, Nova Scotia Green is 6-0. That will put her into the next round. And I think we determined between us, Dan, that they were going to be the number 1 in the championship pool. Second is Saskatchewan at 4-2. Quebec with 3-2. Northern Ontario 2-3, and Newfoundland 2-3. So there's a couple things that can still happen there, but we believe that Saskatchewan and Nova Scotia have made the championship pool for sure. Manitoba, unfortunately, is still looking for their first win. The other pool, Pool B, just wait for them to bring that up. Ontario's Joanne Rizzo is 6-0, and she's got her spot in the championship final. Second is Alberta's Atina Ford Johnson. Atina's 5-1. They played off this afternoon, and both of those teams will be in the championship pool. BC and PEI and Northwest Territories are tight right now. BC is playing the Yukon team. Playing the Yukon?
BC.
That's the game that is the big decider. They're playing the Northwest Territories, and so the Northwest Territories still has an opportunity to be in there. We'll be watching that game closely.
Yeah, we will continue to give you some updates, and if we find out anything more in the standings, we'll let you know about that. If you want, you can check that all out yourself as well on curling.ca/scoreboard. And back to our feature game action. BC Yukon 2-2 game with Yukon having the Yellowstones and the hammer. So BC right now with a center guard trying to come around this one. And Terry Miller and Yukon, they have a corner guard and one around that. So full offense here on BC.
And
trying to utilize their center.
It did come around the center guard, but it came out the other side a little bit.
Yep. Terry coming in, trying to tap this one out and roll under his corner. Maybe set himself up for a big end with a whole bunch of rocks out in the weeds. And maybe we'll see Neil just continue to try to use that center guard and maybe steal a point here and get control of the game back.
Coming towards the center, he's on that center guard.
Yeah, we have enough rocks that are gone in this end already, so that's fine. You can peel that out of play.
It's called missing it on the right side.
Yeah, that rock is wide open now. So we'll see if Neil just, that rock is behind the tee, so lots of separation. He's
I don't know. I think you like that?
Yep, that's good.
yeah, so he's going to try to come around this one and in for second shot.
T-line, yeah.
T-line? Maybe a little more?
Okay.
They want to say center's going to go.
Yep.
Okay, so coming around the corner guard. That rock is behind the tee line, but he doesn't really need to move this at all. Nice freeze on it, and that would eliminate pretty much that rock for this end.
Weight's a little up. I got 8. 8. Line's good. Yep.
Coming down. 7.
Hard line.
And as you heard him call, it'll
Line's good.
really
Good line.
move on him here once it comes over the center line. He's got nice quiet weight coming in.
It's looking pretty good.
Yep. Stay on that one just to get it right, welded right on it.
Good communication by the sweepers on the weight on that rock.
Yep, good shot.
Great shot, Mike.
It didn't freeze it, and it leaves Terry a chance to maybe put an angle on it and maybe get it by the yellow.
I kind of like it because it was shot rock and it was in front of the tee line. Makes Terry's shot a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, definitely on the correct side of that back Yellowstone, making it tougher because everything will be coming from the inside to the outside.
Okay, let me in, Don.
Terry's going up, give it a hand, give Don a little bit of a break. Now you got Don watching the line. Kind of like that as a fronting guy when your skip jumps in there for you and then you can yell at him for a little. That's pretty good.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think they're going to be pretty happy with that one.
That's a
His
pretty good
shot
shot.
over that one.
Great sweeping, Terry.
Yeah. I think he'll be talking to the boys about that one tonight. It's like, yeah, I carried that one all the way there.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. I didn't have a chance until I got on it. Mike Woods.
Line's close.
So Dan, when
What do you got?
you were
6.
playing in your 2 championships
Line's
that
good.
you won, what was it looking like at
Line's
this
good.
stage of
Lots
the
of
game,
room.
going into
Line's
the
great.
championship pool?
Just
Did you
the
have to
weight.
win a game to get there,
Line's great.
or
Hold
were
it
you
straight,
pretty
Darren.
secure?
Yeah, hard, Darren.
You know what?
Do you remember?
2 times and 2 totally different,
Yep, Darren,
I guess, situations. The first one, we were pretty much on our hands and knees and praying for this team to do that, and we need to do this, and that had to happen, and we had to draw to the button, and that worked out in our favor, that the right things, about 5 of them had to work out. We got in, and then we ended up winning the rest of the way through. The other one, we went through undefeated, never looked back, never had any problems. So, yeah, I've experienced both.
So the curling gods were with you in the first one a little bit?
Definitely. Yeah, you know what? I didn't think we were actually getting in.
Clean.
Doug.
You know, and it's funny when you do win that one, I think you have that little more confidence the next
Right.
time you go there. Hey, we can actually win this thing now, and things sometimes get a little bit easier. So
I agree, and the more you play in these events, the more confidence you have.
Well,
yeah, so you can Terry just peeled that back one out.
I like that.
All these rocks have got some great angles on them.
What do you think of weight? Just soft control?
I think yellow right now, Terry, the Yukon is currently sitting 1.
Right here?
Yeah, and that yellow one that's squished in the middle is going to be very hard to get out.
Half a rock, right?
I like that. Just roll the edge of the floor over there.
Yeah.
So he's throwing some weight at this one.
Where's the shooter
Wall.
going?
Edge of 4 on the other side.
Okay, trying to come down,
Just
hit
this,
this,
eh?
roll over here, push this one, probably get rid of these 2, but leave the yellow one maybe moving over this way a little bit. And I don't know if that yellow is even going to move anywhere. We'll see how much of this red one Neil can actually hit.
A little firm.
Clean.
First rock,
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
the BC skipper.
Clean.
Close.
He's close. They're
Control.
clean.
Curl.
It's like pretty
Yeah.
good weight.
Yeah.
Straight and curl, so you know you're close.
Yep.
Whoa, and yep.
Yes.
So now they're just playing for that perfect roll that they called. Maybe a little bit skinnier than they wanted. They missed the call a hair, but
Need to curl a bit more.
Guys, I kicked
Yeah, you did kick that.
went by.
Okay, you can move wherever you want.
I
That's
don't
fine.
know where he moved.
so that rock was touched by a foot going by, so the skips will move it to where they think it is.
I was pretty sure it was here.
Yeah.
Right.
There. Yeah,
Yeah, I like there.
Yeah,
That's
Neil's
where he
fine.
wishes it was.
yeah. He might be able to put one there at the end of the end. So here we
see.
go. Just grazed it.
back 4 like most of my LSD rocks.
You got this.
Got to make sure you pass that
Terry's
yellow
always had a
rock, right?
good sense of humor out there.
Making a joke on
Yeah.
his last stone draw.
Yeah.
Must have.
He didn't have the hammer to begin the game, and he was in the back 4, so he's trying to duplicate his last stone draw here. Put it deep
Fighting
enough.
back, wow. Just behind the tee line's perfect.
He is, looks like he's still sitting shot, so
Can't make
doesn't want to leave the yellow,
high in the
leave
fourth,
anything
but
up
you
high
hit the
here.
double, right?
Yeah.
We're shot rock.
Yeah, okay. So we want back 4 over there or what?
Ideal world is like solid back 4.
Okay.
We're looking for full back 4. Neil does have that same shot. If he does put it anywhere around the tee line, that he could come off of his own red. So we'll see where Terry puts this one, and we'll see if Neil just tries to give up a deuce here, or if he maybe tries to force Terry into one.
It's all you guys.
Line's good. Yep.
So right now, just looking to get it in a spot where they can't make the double on the yellow and sit 2.
Keep it moving, boys.
Get a little light here.
Yeah. Don't know if they didn't quite get it even in there for second or third. It is 4 shot, so.
Was it easier to come off of that?
Push it back with,
All right.
sort of here.
Yeah, that's pretty well all you can do. I'm just thinking about, and then just sit with the angle on it.
Yeah. Basically get to the nose, right?
Yeah, the only other option is try the same thing,
Yeah.
but that could set up something for
You
him.
give him a double for 3 or something.
Yeah.
Because it's not going anywhere.
No.
Okay, so it's here. It's where you threw
Yeah,
it.
that's where I threw
You
it.
threw
Yeah.
it there. If I
Okay.
threw it there.
Okay. And we're just playing a little tap.
Back 8. Sorry, back 4.
We're like we want to just
We want to
line up.
nose it, basically.
Just nose it. Okay.
Yeah, I want to get right to it.
Just a little bump the nose, a little bump.
Okay.
Back
4 weight.
Okay.
Great discussion there. Great communication.
Yeah, they talked about possibly playing the same shot. Coming down, hitting this, rolling under, probably jamming that one into there and getting rid of that. But what they have elected to try to do is to just tap everything. Just come down, tap this on the nose, move this one, and this one, red one here, should come in and sit shot with the one on top of it.
And Mike Wood did throw this shot with his, so they have a pretty good indication.
Yeah, they had they've had about 3 or 4 nice freezes around into there, so.
They know the ice.
So just trying to get a little nose tap, push himself in for shot, and take the other one out.
It sounds like they let.
That's good. Where?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, this is coming really nice.
Room. Girl.
Pretty good.
Weight's close, line's close, trying to get it right to the nose. Doesn't want to roll off to leave the double, but he needs to move both rocks.
Roll off this. Okay.
All right, I think he might actually be sitting 2 after that. It's really close.
He might be.
However, there is a double there for the Reds to just squeak it. You can hit half of that red onto that red, and it might just scrape past that yellow.
Rock here.
They think that they pointed or
I'm not worried about
tapped the
sticking,
yellow
right?
rock,
Half a
so they
rock,
must
this
think
goes,
it's a
this
second
goes.
shot.
Just as that
But you know, if he hits that top one, he's not going to be second shot there, right?
Yeah, he needs to hit it a little bit on the outside.
It's going to make it back.
Rolling this way. Catch this one over here on the way by.
Right here.
It's just a matter of how much of this one it catches. Is it going to stay there with that one going back?
Nice normal.
So throwing some weight at this one. Nice normal.
See if there's a split. Try to move them both enough and save our shooter. Is that what we're doing?
Probably slash
Maybe
both.
just an inch.
Maybe count 2.
Let's he only needs to hit this well, maybe 3/4. Wants to hit this rock here as skinny as he can. So trying to hit a little on the outside. Just graze this one so he can get it over the top of that yellow.
Okay, last shot for Yukon. Currently 2-2 in the game.
So he's looking for around, I think he said normal weight.
Yeah.
3/4. He's basically playing just the 3/4 hit and stay here. He's let this go pretty good. They're on it early.
He threw quite a bit of weight on
he's
this.
got good rotation. This looks really close. This looks really good.
Oh,
He did touch it.
shot.
Yeah. It's about as good as he could do on that one. He was never going to hold his shooter because he got that back red pretty skinny.
One yellow.
So he gets his point out of it. And that's a score for Yukon, retaining the lead.
3-2.
3-2. And we'll be back after a fourth end break.
Curling means so much to our family. Obviously, it's a big part of our life. Isabella always says that she wants to be an Olympic champion curler when she grows up, which just melts my heart. But it also has shown them that if you work hard, anything is possible. If I was to ask them if they wanted to chase a dream, they believe that anything is possible as long as they put the work in, and it's because of watching us on the ice.
Everest is here to support you in the moments that matter. Learn how at everestfuneral.ca.
Don't forget your brooms.
You got it.
Come on. Okay, well, what do you got? You got one, you got two, you got...
Just one little piece.
You make moments like these possible.
The live sports experience is changing. Teams and facilities are under pressure to provide online and in-venue entertainment. IKS Live has the right team to deliver. We provide service across North America and produce the best fan experience, in the seats or streaming to you. IKS Live continues to bring you the best seat in the house.
Everything I've worked for, everything I've sacrificed, has led to this. It's out of your hands now. All the gold medals in the world can't help you now. You could throw the perfect rock and still miss, but it just takes one. You leave it all out there on the ice to leave behind a legacy.
It takes passion and a whole lot of dedication to meet Cavendish Farms' high standards. To become an epic late-night snack. Part of the ultimate breakfast. And the dinner crew crowd pleaser. From Canada's favorite French fries to onion rings, hash browns, and potato tots, Canadians can count on Cavendish Farms to serve top quality every time. Cavendish Farms. Made our way, enjoy your way.
Howard Rayala won the World Senior Championships 2 years ago in South Korea. He's here competing hard. So a lot of solid teams on that men's side that are in contention. Randy Biden from Saskatchewan making a very good run early. On the women's side, Teresa Breen's team from Nova Scotia is unbeaten, as is Joanne Rizzo from Ontario. So they're off into the championship pool already. And an obvious storyline will be the Alberta team, Atina Ford Johnson's team. Atina was the fifth player many people will remember for Sandra Schmer's 1990 Olympic team that won gold. And another member of that team is Corey Morris, who was the lead for Cheryl Bernard's silver medal team at the Olympics in 2010. So there's Olympic pedigree on that team, but so many great players. It's going to be a real interesting fight to get into that championship pool that'll begin on Thursday.
And welcome back to the Everest Senior Curling Championships in Moncton, New Brunswick. We are at the Curl Moncton Curling Club, and we have our feature matchup of BC Yukon, and they have a 3-2 game for Yukon up over BC. BC having the hammer here, so a good tight match. Just starting out with the the first of the lead stones here. Looking at the time clocks, there is a ton of times. Our sheet is pretty much ahead of all the other ones.
Nicely done.
I'll get you some scores on the other sheets. They're just finishing up their fourth ends. So the first rock here for Yukon and Terry Miller, their top four. And BC trying to put up a corner guard to get their deuce set up.
Got a curl, Mike. Got lots of weight. Yeah. Gotta stop too. Oh, it's quick. They put that fresh pebble out there. Sit down. Okay.
So they slide this one into the rings, and there's always been a theory that after the fourth end break, they do a little bit of a mopping.
Right.
And it does tend to have a little bit of quickness right after that. And maybe BC caught on that one a little bit. So Terry just keeping things pretty clean with a 1-point lead. That was Don McPhee with a hit and roll wide. Sitting to Yukon. Now BC's switching sides to put the corner guard up. I like this idea. Put it kind of in the middle of those two yellows in case later in the end and they're trying to peel it. It makes it a little tougher peel.
To the left. 3. 3's good.
So I had pretty good conversation with Glenn
There. Yeah.
yesterday. He was telling me that he participated. He went to Japan, and he lived there from 1989 to 1992, and participated in a Japan curl. And it was one of the we were discussing Japan as I had gone there in October with Sandra Jenkins, and we were discussing what a great country or great place it is. And he was very passionate about Japan and the Japan culture, Japan people.
That's one place I have not been to curl or vacation yet, and I still have some time to get there.
Highly recommend it.
4 now.
So nice guard put up by BC.
And sit.
Corner guard in the middle of the two yellows, and Dougie Hamilton overlapping that one, giving a double guard.
Pretty good shot.
That's
for Neil, but it's well guarding the shot stone in the forefoot. So Neil's just going to come around this, set up shot, just put something close to it, frozen.
So you see two guards like that, and they're staggered like that. I think the theory is from Mickey Pendergast that use them or lose them.
3, 4.
So I guess they're using them right now.
Go hard. Really hard. 5. Come on.
Electing to use them as their own guard.
Come on, Mike. Hard. Come on, Mike, all the way. Hard.
Encouraging Mike Wood to hold this one straight.
Come on.
Over the Everest logo.
Okay, that's all right.
Hey, we might see this in second half of the game here. We always are seeing a little bit more curl. Keep an eye on that.
Yeah, so while we're waiting for the next shot here, I'm just going to go across. We got some scores to update. On sheet A on our ladies match, PEI scoring a couple of 3-enders there, so they now have a 10-2 lead over Yukon on sheet A ladies. Sheet B ladies, Northern Ontario and Manitoba matchup. Northern Ontario, so we're scoring a deuce in the fourth end. That was their first time they hit the board, so they are still down 5-2 in that game and without the hammer. And our other men's matchup on sheet C right beside us. Quebec has a 4-2 lead, and PEI has the hammer. Both those games on sheet 2 and 3, you can pick them up on some live streaming if you go to TSN Plus or youtube.com/Curling Canada. And what do we got happening over on the other side, Penny?
The first game, Quebec is playing Newfoundland women, and Quebec is winning that game 4-3.
Kind of wait, board?
Northwest Territories and British Columbia, Diane Gouchelot. Diane is winning 2-1 after 4 ends, and Northwest Territories has a hammer going into 5. Manitoba and Nova Scotia, Fleming men. Manitoba is up 4-1 on our last year's winners, champions.
Hack then, yeah.
And world champion, yes. Canadian and world champion.
Right,
Fleming.
and on the final sheet, New Brunswick, Terry Odishaw, it's under Grant Odishaw, and Grant is up 2-1 over Northern Ontario.
Yeah, so we'll be keeping an eye on a lot of the games here, because I think just about everything is impacting where the final results will be.
I think that does put a little bit of pressure on you going out here tonight, as much as you're thinking, I just have to go out there and throw my rocks and see what happens where they all land. But you got that kind of in the back of your head, especially if it's a big game.
Yeah, I think for a lot of teams, there's going to be a little bit of I'll say a reset after after the final first round robin is done. You know, your objective, make the playoffs, get in there first of all, and you will have to play everybody else. You will take your record over with you, so you do want to win as many games as you can in the round robin, and so everyone is important.
That's right.
And
along with that last stone draw, because some of these pools we're looking at, it might come down to, first it comes down on who beat who, but then it goes to the last stone draw percentage.
Yeah, and it always looks like there's going to be a pile of teams tied, and then sometimes there is, and then sometimes nope. Don't even need any kind of a tie-breaking, whether it's record or whether it's the last stone draw. So, kind of a tight grouping of guards there. Everything kind of one overlapping all the others. So Neil's just going to tap this one out. Yukon is sitting 3 in the ranks.
So the ice has really been great here all week. We are expecting a big storm tonight.
Yeah, mostly in a lot in northern New Brunswick. I think they're getting something like 25 to 40 centimeters up there. We're not going to get as much here. They're calling for only a few inches. So hopefully it doesn't impact the ice conditions, because they've been really good. I think our ice makers are going to be all over that. They're probably used to snow.
A little bit of snow, right?
Snow here, so they know what to deal with.
It's a good shot, but he is open.
Yeah, he did want to tap that back. Terry wants to make a nice little roll under those guards, but not roll too far, so that Neil doesn't have the opportunity to come around and draw back onto that back yellow.
It's nice.
Clean. Yep. Whoa. Doug. What's up?
So Chris Meeker.
Come on, all the way.
Okay.
Looks like he's going to get a hit and stay. They tried to curl this one up, but that just rolls over to the weed. So
he threw pretty good weight on that rock. I don't know if you really have to throw. It wasn't a nice control. It was a little bit up.
Yeah, probably a little firmer than they wanted. Neil's not panicking here. There is 4 yellows, but really he's only concerned about that one that's around the forefoot, and it is actually helping him a little bit if they can put something on the top and make it tough for Terry to get it out of there. So
it is behind the tee line.
It's the same ice as the last one.
Yeah, but I'm going to have 5 feet less.
You want more?
Yeah.
78.
yeah, I kind of like them taking a little bit more ice. You did hear Mike indicate that. I threw a little bit more weight on the last one, really thinking that this draw weight's going to really cut on him. He doesn't really need to get tight to those guards.
95.
Well, there'll be enough finish as long as he can put a little bit of it around those guards.
Great. Come on.
It'll be very hard for Yukon.
He might have got this one going a little bit.
Didn't hang on that line very long.
Come on, guys. Come on. Come on.
Really encouraging his sweepers to get everything they can out of this.
Okay.
Doesn't want to overlap another one here.
Okay, Mike.
Okay, so he's jiggled those ones around.
All right.
Nothing really raisable on the 3 on the left for him.
The first one, do you guard or hook, or what do you think?
Terry Terry's thinking about it. He's sitting in a good position right now. He's got 4 in the house.
Make this shot easier for
I don't know. I think I kind of like coming around that.
Yeah, I don't like guarding that because basically I think right now Mike's got to be coming around to the 4-foot anyways.
That's right.
So either you come around and choke this off.
Like, I mean, there's perfect, right?
Yeah.
Or top 8-foot's not a bad shot.
Just around.
Well, something out there so that he can't come around it and get shot.
That's right.
So
don't want it too high.
Or deep.
And this spot out here, we're going out a little bit further. There's a tendency to stay straighter.
To run a little straighter and actually be a little bit quicker. So
If you take it in there too far, you make his bump easier, right?
Yeah.
The mistake was lighter than heavier.
BC does have some work to do here.
I mean, that looks like a ton of ice. It's not really.
Looks like a ton of ice to me. But
okay. Give me a little less.
So Donnie there providing his skipping experience, and that's a ton of ice to me. So they tighten up the broom a little bit, listening to the lead, who's seen a lot of rocks from this end.
Don started his curling in Powell River, BC. And he's got 9 national appearances. He's got lots of experience.
Okay, whoa then.
Whoa, just my broom.
And is that just a bit? Menzies probably got some others.
Oh, there's 9 national appearances.
Oh.
We can wait as long as you need.
Oh. Weight's looking good here. It's coming down.
Got good line.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Right where we wanted it. Just in the top 8. You're biting the 4, but you know what? That's fine back there.
I kind of like that.
Yeah, now their fear was that Neil might try to raise that red. And that's looking like he's going to open it up and try to maybe jam it into that one that's behind all the cover and sit for shot. So perfect shot for him is to just get it into that area there.
Maybe roll a little bit off to the left.
And expose the shot rock there.
That's right.
Save this, Neil. Okay, on top.
It's a great shot by Terry.
Yeah, I didn't hear too much about the weight call here. You know, are they trying to just play a raise, freeze? They're trying to throw something so they control the line a little better and hit it into that back one. With them sitting 5 right now, I wouldn't be playing a lot of weight on this one.
No.
Try to tap it in behind her. Maybe
you want your rock in the house.
with a raise freeze weight.
That's right.
Not trying to maybe move that shot rock. He doesn't need to get shot.
Rim. Close. Line's good.
Oh.
Rim.
One of the tougher ones, trying to get the line and the weight right on this.
Now.
Straight.
Yeah.
He's got pretty good weight.
Yeah, he's got really nice weight. Lines. This is looking really good. Looking really good. Wow.
A great shot by
Perfect
Neil.
shot, and that is perfectly in behind the guard.
yeah, I thought he was playing that the whole way, right?
So
No matter what we did.
yeah, you can hear the Yukon. They were like, can't prevent a great shot. You can't cover everything.
That's right.
Come up short.
So do they fill the hole here? Then maybe try that angle raise again. Although that yellow will be blocking it this time. He does have the draw around the works here.
Maybe a little more.
Yeah, now we're tight.
And the draw is there.
You can always get the rub off the top yellow, right? Okay.
I think it's
short here is not the end
gonna.
of the world.
I think it's gonna curl on you, Terry. I don't think you have to worry about rubbing off that top yellow one.
Otherwise, how deep are you thinking?
So he's going to try to guard the shot that is, he feels that is easier to draw through the hole. But if he does come through that hole with a little bit of weight, he can come in and tap that red and sit shot. Not sure he's trying to throw that kind of weight, maybe just trying to fill the hole. But he will still leave BC the opportunity for the draw around the wide guard. So Terry Miller for Yukon with his last rock in the 5th end, leading 3-2.
About the same.
Yeah, the sweeper's thinking it's about the same weight.
He's got lots of rotation on this rock.
Yeah, and it looks like it's gliding pretty good. Doug's trying to get this one to curl up.
Line's good.
Line's really good.
They're really liking the line. So it's all weight now.
He's gonna kiss off that other one.
Oh, might not be bad if he can just whisker it. Oh, he does touch the shot rock.
Right
You
in
know,
between,
they
play that little
might have
kick
been able
rub.
to play that little
That
kick there.
that little bit of rub, I think, would have been
helped him.
Would have helped him. There wasn't a lot of weight left on it, but he didn't quite move that red one enough to knock it out of there for third. But if you look from our end, that is not a very big hole.
You know, we'd lose our red one.
And you throw the intern at it, and you're going to come off it and tap your red out of there anyways.
I
But-
think the main thing is to get one.
It's not a very big hole.
But I think the biggest key, he just mentioned it, is to get one. So you come through that hole.
You know, come up our own if we got to.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. I don't think that's going to happen. I mean, you got to get through, right?
With some weight, you can't get to his own red
Can't
through
do
that hole.
this. No,
So-
I know. Control. Okay.
Heck of a shot.
Yeah.
So
That's a good shot too, man.
Peach.
yeah, that was a pretty good lead for Terry.
Terry's liking his game right now.
Yeah,
Wait.
yeah,
Control
good
down.
game going here. One point difference right now. So just trying to get by the yellow on the top 4 foot. It is much of that yellow that is shot rock on the button.
Clean. Good.
Yes!
Don't know if you can hit it thick enough.
Yes!
Stay right there without moving this red out of the way, but we're going to find out here in a second.
Come on!
We're holding this and really trying to keep it straight.
Hard, guys, hard!
Trying to get through the hole first and keep it straight without rolling over on your own red, and he does.
Great shot.
Beautiful shot.
And I think that's for 2.
Yeah, like,
Two red.
that's as good as he could do there. So great shot by Neil Dangerfield. Great job by the sweepers. Great call by Mike Wood to get the line and hold that straight. And
We have a 4-3 game.
They score their deuce. That was a very late deuce. So now we have BC with the lead. 4-3 over Yukon. We'll be coming right back with Yukon with a hammer in the 6th end.
Curling means so much to our family. Obviously, it's a big part of our life. Isabella always says that she wants to be an Olympic champion curler when she grows up, which just melts my heart. But it also has shown them that if you work hard, anything is possible. If I was to ask them if they wanted to chase a dream, they believe that anything is possible as long as they put the work in, and it's because of watching us on the ice.
Everest is here to support you in the moments that matter. Learn how at everestfuneral.ca.
This is it. It all comes down to this rock. The hours in the gym, the weeks away from my family. This is what I've been training for. And all those voices trying to tear me down, I'm here to silence them. We've given everything we have for a chance to get everything we want.
And welcome back, everyone, to the Everest Senior Curling Championships in Moncton, New Brunswick. We got a good one for you here. We have 4-3 BC over Yukon in our men's event. And nice
Great shot making last end.
deuce there for BC to take a lead. Terry with the hammer here in the 6th end. I think pretty clean. You know, BC puts the first one in, and he elected to hit it. With the 6th end, even end. Could be trying harder for his deuce, putting up some corners.
That's
so now
what
he's got
doing now.
this rock off to the side, and he's going to be trying to put the corner guards up now.
Go deep. This
So we're playing the 6th end in an 8-end game. Dan, what's your thoughts on Terry's strategy here? What's he looking at doing?
Well, I think he can go pretty hard for his deuce. He does want to score here, having 2 hammers to 1. And I think I personally would have probably put the guard up as opposed to hitting that one in. It wasn't in the 4-foot button area, and
Yeah, keep it going, Dougie.
it would have been in the free guard zone, so they would have been able to remove it, like this one is. It's a good good guard, good location. And that red one, you know what? It can be used as a guard off to the side there for him. So you know, this works out for him. He kind of has 2 guards. And, you know, BC doesn't have anything on the center line, so we'll see how this plays out.
BC's going to try and choke off this corner guard for them. Against them.
6.
Easy. Lots of room. Easy.
7.
Gotta work.
Easy.
7's deeper.
Let it work.
7, 8.
Gotta get out of there, guys.
7.
Going a little
It's
deep
not
on this
curling
one,
yet.
but you know, we have seen this where at this point of the
Not
game
like
where
that.
it comes down pretty hard.
Yeah, a little bit more. Okay, go, Darren.
So Darren Bowden gets one into the 4-foot, kind of half buried around that corner guard.
Okay. Heavy drop it, yeah.
So Terry indicating that he just wants like a back 8 weight here, which I kind of like. You know, doesn't want to tap this all the way out. He can use it to maybe catch one of his later in the end. And it gives him a better chance to get this rock to get across the face and curl under that corner guard a little.
Yep.
So Dougie Hamilton with a tap.
Curling a little bit on him.
Yeah, this is coming off that line pretty hard.
Keep it going. You got to spill that off. Got to spill that yellow rock.
Yeah.
Got to spill that yellow rock as far as you can.
So, yeah, not the result he's looking for. He
Okay.
opened up the back one.
Blade, eh?
I think
That's in the 4-foot. That's about the only good part of that. And left the guard, but it is a center guard. And Neil's going to kind of use this to, I think, Christmas tree these ones. Show a little bit of each one.
And he'll be sitting in a pretty nice position by doing it.
weight's good.
Yeah.
7.
7.
7.
I got a 5.
7.
So 7, 5,
Easy.
so
Line's close.
somewhere in the top of the
Guys.
house.
It's gonna over curl, I
On
think,
top
Mike.
of the house, that's like a 4.
Give it a little, Mike. Yeah.
So, but it's coming down.
Yeah, these guys are using the number system. Basically, 1 just over the hog line, 2 would be on the Everest logo, 3 would be tight to the rings, 4 in the top, 12, 5 in the top, 8, 6,
and on
and so on. And,
11 is out.
11 gets you through the rings. So a little more precise numbering system as opposed to, you know, the guard or in the house.
Whoa, Don.
So is he trying to run this one straight back? Or hit and roll for a corner? He's really close to running this back into the pile. This looks really good.
Nice shot. Attaboy.
Attaboy, that's an attaboy.
Yeah, that's a great
You know,
shot.
Did leave up the center guard, but it is still covered somewhat. Moves the red one out of harm's way as the catcher in the back 12.
Shot, Dougie.
Dougie needed that one after his first one. So, sitting shot stolen. Neil wants to remove this one completely. We'll see if that one that Yukon left in that back corner is going to do anything for him here. I didn't hear a weight call on this one, so
no.
Not playing it quiet to try to get to the nose a little bit more. Mike Wood, first rock for the mate, or third, or vice skip.
I would say he plays the vice skip role very well.
And he's a good mate.
Yeah.
Good looking throw here by Mike. Trying to get it to come up. Doesn't want to jam the red, and it's just misses the red in the back. Does he hang on the rings?
He is going to hang over. Hang on over there.
He hangs on over there, but nothing nothing in the 8-foot or better, so lots of room for Terry to put something in behind something.
Right.
Yeah, we need full 8 anyway.
Mike Wood told me an interesting story. He told me that when he was 12, he was playing hockey, and his hockey coach told him and his mom that maybe Mike should try another sport. So his mom sent him down to the Victoria Curling Club, and he met up with a great coach down there. His name was Gordon Huey. He's since passed. And he taught Mike to curl and became his mentor. And he went from there, and look at him now.
Wow. Well,
I don't know if
Mike's
I
mom must be the scout for the Vancouver Canucks.
Okay.
And saw that, yeah, you're not making that team. let's go maybe try curling. And good for him. I think he found a sport that he does very well at. He probably would have been a very good hockey player too had he
Want the
kept
same
going.
or hair less?
Same?
Same weight? I can go
more.
hair less.
Okay.
So Yukon gets that one around, but it comes all the way around and shows something out the other side. Very deep in the house. Neil electing to play a hit on this and remove it. He does have 3 other kickers in there. I don't think he would mind if he rolls out on this one.
Whoa, whoa.
I think Terry's going to just continue to come around that center guard.
Where's the weight?
That's good. That's good. Yep. Whoa.
Clean.
Down the 4-foot line, here comes the curl.
He's got nice control weight on this shot.
So this is
not a problem.
Curl there.
They could sweep this one to roll it outward and roll up, but he does want to stay there. So
Quiet, trying to get a little flop.
Yeah, flop the other way. Okay.
Yeah, or the other way's good, yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. Probably better.
Yep.
yeah, this with that rock being there, this does give Terry the opportunity to hit and roll.
Take an extra breath.
Frozen on that one behind the red rock that's at the top of the house, but it will act as a guard. So last rock for Chris Meeker here in the 6th end.
Geez, you know, he was sliding down center a little bit on this shot, so
And
hopefully
he
put it
got it
back
out.
to the broom.
Got it out. There's a nice soft release on the turn. This one's coming up nice.
All you got.
This looks really good.
Hit and roll here.
This looks really good.
Attaboy.
Look at that. I was going to draw that on my telestrator exactly like that.
You didn't have to.
Hit and roll, and he's got some backing on it behind that red guard. Good sportsmanship there. Mike Wood. Tell him, nice shot.
Yeah, he's been saying that to those guys quite a bit. Right?
Yeah, nice shot, nice shot. He doesn't really mean it, but he's saying it. No,
I think Mike is it.
he's probably genuine with that one.
I think so.
Full 8 foot at least.
Okay,
Full
first
8
to
at least.
the
4 is great.
skip rock for Neil Dangerfield. Coming around that center guard where there is a little bit of room. It is a high guard. We have seen rocks come around that. If you're tight to it, it'll come wide open on the other side. So he doesn't need to be tight on the guard, and he doesn't need to be too deep here.
Line's good.
13.
Line's real good.
Bite top 4.
Lot of room.
Line's good.
Line's great.
Line's good.
Curl if you can, a little.
Looking for this to bite the top 4.
Line's good.
Plenty of room by that guard, but it will finish up nice for him. Now they're trying to finish this right to the center and right to the top 4. That's
It's a great shot.
That's pretty good for Neil. That's mostly buried in the top 4.
What about a third there?
You got a third
He
of it?
did leave a little bit poking out, and Terry's going to take a run at this one.
Heavy draw. If you rub the yellow's not the end of the world.
Neil has had his draw weight all night tonight, so that's good to see for BC.
More.
Yeah. So Terry with a heavy draw here. What does that mean, Penny?
Heavy draw, that's kind of a
Heavy draw.
Heavy draw. Like something that's probably just going to go through the house here. Heavy draw.
Make it perfect.
Or back house, backline weight would be another terminology on that.
Ideally wanting to knock it farther than his second shot rock yellow one. So not just a tap on this, enough to get it out of the 8 foot. But because it is buried a lot, he's going to need this one to curl up some for him, because he does want to hold the rings, at least the 8 foot here, to sit 2 after this. So his first shot here, and turn tap.
About hack. Close.
Oh, he's got a little more than they called for early, so going to have to stay really close.
With a little more weight, it has a tendency to stay a little straighter.
Terry does have that good rotation on his rocks. They do tend to stay straighter than most. And yeah, just that extra weight. And he just rubbed it.
Same shot, dude.
And that's a
Right here, right?
nice position for Neil to be in now. They want to just get this one around that center guard. So Terry can't run it back.
Can't run back the yellow guard
Run back
out
the
front.
center guard,
That's his guard.
a 10, Glenn.
I don't know that, and I don't know that.
Sorry?
5'7".
That
I got
Yukon Terry will try the double off the other one on the side for his deuce if this doesn't come in there far enough. I didn't hear where they exactly wanted this one. He can come right up to his own rock.
He could come right on
That
top
would
of
be-
it, and it would be a great shot.
That would be the best
Gave it a
spot.
bit, guys. Gave it a bit. Where?
Terry also has a draw to the,
Curl it, guys.
on the other
Forward.
side with the out turn.
Right to the Everest button.
Tons
This
of
is out here a
room,
little
too
bit.
much room.
Oh, this has to curl for him.
Right on the
Yeah,
corner,
he doesn't
right
want
here.
to set. Doesn't want to set the double up.
Freeze it!
Curl it
Coming in
now.
real good now.
Go hard.
Come on!
Go hard.
Hits it for
Come on,
weight.
guys, come on!
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry, guys.
Okay, so it works as a good guard, and Terry he just ran right up there, and he's like,
Okay, this way. Yeah.
I see about a third rock double coming here.
Yeah, we
I'm gonna come right down there, get that piece of that one, enough to hit this one straight out this way,
thin.
and stick it right there
Pretty
for
thin,
two.
no matter what.
I mean, that's coming on there.
Well, that's not for. This is for 2. That's for 1.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Give me ice about right here.
he did
Wanna
not
catch
mention
it.
the
Like you're
straight draw for
talking
one.
like a
No.
quarter,
He
right?
just went right to the
He
hit.
wants the 2.
He wants the deuce. So big, could be a big turning point in this game.
Right?
quarter rock.
Okay.
Don't have to rip it or anything. Just
Just hit it in the right spot with these active Curl Canada stones. Should be able to come off there with a lot of pop. Get that red rock out of the play quite easily if he hits it in the right area.
Not much discussion. He was eyeing up that shot before it was even the other rock came to rest. So,
You know, and also with a lot of rotation on this, you will get a better pop off of these stones. And Terry does throw
Quite
good
a bit of-
rotation.
Just nice. Close. Yep.
done.
Yep.
Done.
Yeah, looking for it to curl up.
Yep.
Nope, Doug straight. He's really close on this one.
He is
He is
close.
very close. Look at that shot.
Great shot.
He followed it right on my telestrator, exactly where I drew it. Big
Great
round of
shot by
applause
Terry Miller.
from the crowd up here. They're going wild. Nice double takeout for Terry and the Yukon. They now, with that deuce, take the lead 5-4 after 6. We'll be right back with our 7th end action.
From cash spiels to grand slams, club competitions to world championships, there's a lot to keep up with on the pebbled ice. Stay up to date with the Hardline Curling Show, your weekly source for everything curling, with the latest event results, breaking news, interviews with players, executives, and insiders, plus behind-the-scenes access you won't get anywhere else. Follow us on Facebook, X, Instagram, and subscribe to our YouTube. Make sure you don't miss a thing.
It takes passion and a whole lot of dedication to meet Cavendish Farms' high standards. To become an epic late-night snack. Part of the ultimate breakfast. And the dinner crew crowd pleaser. From Canada's favorite French fries to onion rings, hash browns, and potato tots, Canadians can count on Cavendish Farms to serve top quality every time. Cavendish Farms. Made our way, enjoyed your way.
Terry's, yeah.
And welcome back, everyone, to the Everest Senior Curling Championships. And our feature match here is with BC and Yukon men's, and we just saw Terry
Great
Miller
shot.
with Yukon make a nice double and stay for 2 to take a 5-4 lead. 7th end action, BC with the hammer here, and we've got the yellow guard for Yukon on the center line, and BC trying to come around this. They can't move this off the line.
Okay, save it.
As long as it stays on the line, they can hit it. And they paper it, Bob.
Oh, wow.
Good sweep job.
sweeping.
Did you give up on it?
And get it in there in the top 8 foot. So just going to go across the board here and give you some more updates on our scores. On sheet A, the what is it? The Yukon and PEI ladies. It is now 10-4 for PEI over Yukon on that one. On our sheet beside them, we have Northern Ontario and Manitoba ladies, and Manitoba has a 6-2 lead in that game. And on our men's side, a really good match going on here between Quebec and PEI. We have a tie game, 4-4, and they are still in the sixth end. And on the other side of our facilities here,
we have Quebec and playing Newfoundland on the women's side, and Quebec is winning 5-4 now. Northwest Territories and British Columbia women. BC stole another one in the sixth end, so they're up 5-1. Manitoba men playing Nova Scotia men, and it's a tight game there, 4-3 for Manitoba. Final game over there is New Brunswick men playing Northern Ontario, and New Brunswick is winning 4-1. That's your update.
All right, so back to our feature matchup here. We've got some rocks in play.
Go to the back.
Right now, Glenn Allen trying to come around and freeze on that shot stone of Yukon, and looks like he's coming in there quite nicely. We'll tick it, but maybe roll off, leaving Yukon sitting one in the back.
Is it the back of the house there?
Yeah.
I didn't know, I haven't mentioned it to Glenn that he's got a pretty famous name in Sherwood Park.
Glenn Allen.
He's got his own curling rink. I didn't know that.
Right.
The Glen Allen Curling Club in Sherwood Park. So I'm going to have to check it out, see what relative, or maybe he just made his own and moved out to BC.
I've curled at that club.
Line's pretty good.
So Dougie Hamilton coming in here.
Not deep, guys, not deep.
Probably looking for a little corner freeze on that top red.
Yeah, we're losing it.
Yeah, okay, yeah, just fight the top out. Just fight the top out.
We're not going to get it.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay, so it's not getting all the way there, so they quit on it to try to let it stop curling. As
Hey,
they
BC.
keep dragging it farther at the end, they will tend to carve really hard. So they wanted to cover as much of that red as they can. And we see Neil Dangerfield opening up the front.
Right there, Darren.
I was going to say there's a lot of rocks in play here, and Neil has the hammer. Not sure he wants to junk it up as much as it's junked up, so he's taking the opportunity to try a double peel here.
Yes, he either wants to score a deuce or a blank here, so trying to keep both those options open right now. Oh, a lot of action happening on those ones. There's
That's a great shot.
Flying all over the place. Cleared up the front, chipped the red to the side. So leaving a lot of options open for BC in this end. And while we have a moment here, we should send a big thank you out to Everest, Randy Furby, Mark Duffy, for supporting this event and numerous other events. They do also the club championships, and they have recently taken on the North American club match, which if any of you haven't seen it, you can still pick it up on the YouTube. It is a very unique event. They've tried some different things in the curling world.
Yeah, I think so.
They got American handled rocks and Canadian handled rocks.
Right.
They got lights and sound, and yeah, so
it's lit up pretty good. So
I'll have to say Everest is on the leading edge in the curling world here, you know, trying things. Randy's been around a while. He's been to a lot of events, you know, what's working, what's not working, and he's added a few things of his own. And Mark is supporting him and all of us in the curling world, and it's been a really good marriage, and hopefully we can have that continue for a while.
Randy's for the curlers. He does everything he possibly can to make it the best experience for the curlers. And Mark Duffy, he's not here right now, but he's supposed to be coming in tomorrow.
Hopefully he doesn't get stormed
Snowed
out.
Yeah. He's coming in from Dallas, somewhere down there maybe.
Yeah, somewhere a little warmer than here, where they don't have snow and wouldn't have any plane issues that he may have up here. Just back to our action here on our featured game. Everything is in the house. There's no guards. Exchanging some rocks here. So We're getting into later half of this end. Last of thirds rocks. Neil's just content to exchange rocks right now. Somebody is going to be, we're hoping for a hit and roll out and or a jam. So we'll see how the rest of this end plays out here.
Mike Wood throwing the rock, so this gives me an opportunity to give a shout out to Mike Wood's brother, Al Wood. So I don't know if he got the same message from his mom and his hockey coach, but he is the curling pro at my old club, the Qualicum Curling Club.
Curling pro?
He's a curling pro. He was hired there. So he teaches curling, helps them out, does clinics, and they actually call him the curling pro.
I wonder how many curling pros. I know there's lots of curling coaches out there, but
yeah, he's called the curling pro.
You might be a curling pro too. You are.
Well, you might be.
Is that a salary? Do they pay you?
Yeah, it's a salaried position.
Wow.
Yeah, and he does an amazing job, and their population of curlers has increased.
Nice.
It's a great little curling club, Vancouver Island. If you get a chance, check it out.
All right. Well, we did see BC get a roll to a spot where maybe making the takeouts a little bit tougher, got to be a little more precise. And fortunately for UConn, Chris Meager got that one a little tight.
Got his own rock.
He got his own, but he did stick it right on the nose. So Neil has to be a little careful here not to take his own out. Wanting to hit and stay roll wide. So just a big turn of events on one shot.
Now BC has an opportunity to lie 3.
Yeah, I mean, I think Terry would be okay with giving up 1. Maybe
two
even
at the
2,
most.
but 3. I don't think he thought 3 was in the mix.
No. But they are grouped together pretty good, so he will have a double on a couple of them.
And he does have that in his repertoire. This has got to come up some.
Right up, right up.
He's coming down. He's finishing up. He's going to have a big roll over there. Terry's going to try to get that out. He's getting the encouragement.
Spin back in.
And he got it out. I don't know if it's spun in enough. Now, we've seen it from our vantage point. With a little bit of white there, it can still be on the rings, but that looks like a lot of white. So we're going to call that one out of the rings.
Like if I do this.
Let's see what Terry thinks of here.
My first one, or do I try that? I think on my first one we try to roll. I mean, even if we nose it, he's got to nose it, then we can play it the next one, right?
Hit and roll over the front of the
Okay.
other one.
These guys have good conversation, good
I
communication.
mean, let's try for the roll, but you think you were just not only twisted, you think you were down weight, or you think you were?
I think my weight was fine. I just.
Okay.
Okay, so that was good for Terry to consult with him to see what he thought or how he felt he released that. Maybe the ice is curling here a little bit more than they anticipated. He does want to just hit this one and roll over here for now, making it a little tougher for Neil to get rid of it. So he will have to hit it on one side or the other without jamming it into his own. He's elected not to play the double here and roll out. So he's trying to get something maybe set up a little better for his next one.
You like that, Dan? Is that the shot you'd play?
Yeah, I mean, if you can get it lined up, let's let them try one more time to negotiate that rock by you, and maybe you just have a single rock to hit after this. I don't mind this call at all.
I agree.
I mean, you put all your eggs in one basket here right now and try that double, and you don't make it, then that's going to give Neil a chance to split, and you're definitely giving up a deuce. So the nose hit there.
And he is lying shot rock right now.
Yeah. Roll a little bit this way.
Yeah, it'd be nice, but can't do much.
Okay, where are you going? Wait. Control. Right there. Okay.
You don't have much room there to roll to
so
the left-hand side.
that was Terry's objective, to put something somewhere that Neil might roll the other way and line it up a little better, making the double easier. And if he does try to roll away from his back one, he does run the risk of jamming it into it. So.
Control, guys.
Neil's throwing control weight, so he's got a little bit of weight on this one, trying to hold the line. If he gets across the face a little bit, then he can squiggle this one over and make Terry's double tough.
Nice controlled weight.
Hard! Come on!
Yeah, I don't think they're in any fear of ever going across the face and jamming.
No.
They probably could have let that one go up a little bit more, and this is what Terry wanted. Something a little closer to the nose for the double, but he also has to be careful not to hit it too skinny to jam it on this one and leave it there. So
he is looking at possibly hitting that back one and maybe rolling in. I don't know if I like that.
You would hate to rub the top one and leave him a shot for 3 here. And there you go. He doesn't mind being down one, so try the double.
Play the same.
And
eliminate.
I don't mind this.
Be careful of the jam that.
And you know he has made a few of these shots tonight, so he's feeling pretty confident.
Yeah.
I mean, I could try the hit and roll off the back one, but if I ever feather the top,
that's right.
You know, this way, if I make the double, he's gonna blank it.
Yep. Yeah.
This way, even if I just nose hit it, I mean, we're down one with the hammer playing 8.
So you just want to hit and flop in front of the other one?
Well, no, we're not going to be shot, so he just needs to draw.
Just make it go away, okay.
Just
lots of time.
Yeah.
So, you heard Don just make it go away. He doesn't really want to just make this go away. He's going to give this double a pretty good attempt here.
I think so.
Yeah. All right, last rock. Terry Miller, Yukon, trying to make the double.
He's going to be pretty close here.
Yes. Yeah, this is looking really close. Like jam it, a little thick, get some action. Beautiful shot. Another great double for Terry. That's almost as many doubles as I've seen him have in the lounge. He'll be happy with that one. That was
He'll be having a double tonight.
Yeah.
This game.
Or sorry, that was a double in his coffee.
Okay.
So BC wanting to blank this, take the hammer, coming home. Neil Dangerfield. So sliding in a little tight, lower release.
Yep. Hard, guys.
Trying to hold that out there as he got it out, looking like a good one.
Guy, you pulled it right off the line.
Yeah.
It's good. Good sweeping.
Sweeper's backed the one up right out of his hand, and we do have a blank, I believe. They're not even going to check that back one as they kick it off. And so we have, with the blank end, we have Yukon up 5-4, coming home with 8th end action, and BC having the hammer. We will resume play right after this.
Curling means so much to our family. Obviously, it's a big part of our life. Isabella always says that she wants to be an Olympic champion curler when she grows up, which just melts my heart. But it also has shown them that if you work hard, anything is possible. If I was to ask them if they wanted to chase a dream, they believe that anything is possible as long as they put the work in, and it's because of watching us on the ice.
Everest is here to support you in the moments that matter. Learn how at everestfuneral.ca.
It takes passion and a whole lot of dedication to meet Cavendish Farms' high standards. To become an epic late-night snack. Part of the ultimate breakfast. And the dinner crew crowd pleaser. From Canada's favorite French fries to onion rings, hash browns, and potato tots, Canadians can count on Cavendish Farms to serve top quality every time. Cavendish Farms. Made our way, enjoy your way.
And welcome back to our Everest Senior Curling Championships in Moncton, New Brunswick. And we were in 8th end action in a very close match here. We have Yukon and BC men. Terry Miller up 5-4.
Coming home.
Without the hammer. And he has the center guard. And Neil Dangerfield of BC come around it right to the Everest button. And perfectly in line. So we'll just go across the board and give you some updates with what we have out here right now. On sheet 1, the Yukon and PEI ladies. It is now 10-6 in that game, with PEI having the lead. Our Northern Ontario Manitoba ladies, and we have Manitoba leading that one 6-4. The men's match right beside us is well, they're actually blocking me out. I can't
Quebec
see
and PEI.
I can't see the scoreboard on those guys.
I think it's 4-4.
It was tied up earlier.
6-4 for Quebec.
6-4. So they got their deuce. Playing in 7 right now.
And on the other side, Quebec is playing Newfoundland, and they're tied up 5-5, going or probably finishing the 7th. BC and Northwest Territories. BC has won that game. It's over, so that puts them into the championship round. They won 6-1 over Northwest Territories. Manitoba Newfield is playing Fleming from Nova Scotia, and they're tied 4-4 coming home. And Manitoba has the hammer in that game. And the final game over there, New Brunswick is playing Northern Ontario, and New Brunswick is winning 4-1 going into the final end.
And that's a men's game over there as well. So back to our feature match here, we have Yukon with the double guard and BC with 2 in the button area. They did just chap off of that one.
Which turn?
Which is the better one for us?
Oh, right here.
So I'm just having a look over at the score clocks, and both teams have 5 minutes and 43 seconds left, so tons of time for both of these teams. They've been playing quick.
And they haven't used their timeouts. They
Haven't
each
used
get
their
a timeout.
timeouts. They're pretty much ahead of anybody else on our side of the building. So Terry electing to come around with the intern freeze right into the pile here for now. Dougie Hamilton, intern draw.
I gotta go a little bit. Yeah.
He thought he was a little bit light early, so he gets the sweepers on it. Oops. Terry's going to get in there. He's going to show these guys how it's done. I think he's still better than top 12. That must be just Terry sweeping it. Yeah.
Terry's a pretty good sweeper.
He's got some pressure on that broom. I think he didn't want that one really short, so gets it all the way into the 8-foot.
Yep.
So that is promotable. Neil with a good chance to put another one in here right into the pocket of those two and make sure that he can get his one here. Minimum. Anything with just a slight little bit of top to make that pocket will make that. You're going to need a couple rocks to get that shot rock out of the end.
Push. Room. 6-7. Line's not bad.
Darren Bowden.
Make it good. Got
with
room.
his first attempt to come in here in the
right here, Mike. Have a look.
The 4-foot.
Have a look. Looks like lots.
See if he can do as well as Glenn Allen and pile it in the 4-foot. These guys have got their draw away. Look, they're all at the button. Pretty good.
Stacking them in there.
You can't see a bit of this one. You might see.
Or you can do this.
Good. Whatever you like.
You can see a good half a rock there, I would
see
say.
half.
One chance to make this.
Okay.
Just make it.
Just make it.
All right. Terry wants him to tap that.
Throw like back 4 weight, eh?
Tap that in there. If he doesn't, he can actually jiggle some of those reds around a little bit.
You're advancing that, right?
Yeah.
Do you like this?
You're early for this?
Yeah.
Yeah, front end's thinking this is a little bit early for this. Critical shot here for Doug Hamilton, his last one in the 8th end. Looks like he's a little bit tight on this one. But Donnie McPhee holding it out. It's running the line for him. He does want to have some weight to top it. Should start coming off this line pretty hard here right away. Here we go.
Okay, this is getting ugly right now.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, they've got everything fully guarded with that one now. So everything buried in behind. Neil He's sitting 3 in there, only needing 2. So he's going to try to.
Time, I want to just guard.
I think we just start guarding the shit out of everything.
What do you like?
I think that's the call, Neil.
Guard this one?
That's their easiest right now, is driving that back.
I know my skip, Wade White.
So just a 2, eh?
He would guard here.
I'd guard too.
He would. Nope, we're not opening this up. We've got some in a good spot. We're going to try to make those ones
Gets you in
count.
trouble though.
It can.
Big rocks
I mean,
to come.
there's.
I don't think it's going to curl that much. That's more ice than my last one.
Well, you need to be on the outside of it, but
Need a little less.
Less?
Oh. Okay.
Okay, we'll see.
But he does want this up there fairly high, right? He doesn't need to jam anything or line anything up for Yukon. So looking for something.
Mine's good.
2.
Maybe in the Everest. Everest sounds like he's there, or the 2. That should be right in the middle.
Just over and stop. It's over curling.
So he was worried about it not curling enough, and I wonder if he talked himself into maybe making sure he wasn't wide.
He's throwing a curling rock.
Yeah. And he didn't get that little rub off that yellow, and it curled up, but it did guard that raise still on that side. So
It did.
not too much to look at on that side for Terry.
Kind of took away 2 shots on that side, so.
What do you see?
He's got a double tap on this side, but it's.
Timeout.
Timeout?
Nope.
So let's just make a quick
They have
decision
4
here.
minutes, and they're calling a timeout here to discuss it.
I think that's a good call right now at this point.
I would agree. You know, this is. How do you want to play the rest of this end out? It has to be determined now. If you start opening it up,
Just play back line on this rock.
just looking at those rocks in the house, a double is there. Triple, maybe not so much. So
He's playing back line, so he's playing a tap-tap type shot.
yeah, and once again, wants to leave something out there for him to, from that side. He wants to leave something that he can run in maybe out here later on, so get it into the pocket this way. So even if he doesn't make this, maybe roll your shooter over this side, leave something for a later access. And then we're going to see, I think Neil's just going to continue to guard for this end. So not an easy shot here. Now trying to hit 2 rocks and race it into the pocket.
Yep, keep it out there.
Yeah, this is.
He's going to curl on him.
This is a little tight early.
Okay, whoa. Yep.
Yeah.
Go to the hole. Yep.
Looking at the hole now. If he can get by that top one. Oh my goodness, he's got by the top one, but didn't get by the other one. So he's left some
options here.
Some interesting lineups, yeah.
Kept it 2 straight.
you're going for the hole, eh? I know.
What do you see, Mike? We got
That was a plan B, trying to
go
get
here,
that
Mike?
one through the hole, but they did jiggle the guards around. So
just up here.
Yeah, I
Okay.
like that.
yeah. Neil leaving this guard up there a little bit higher. We talked about maybe a corner freeze on that yellow in the house. Going to a very, very
Precise shot.
small area of execution. So a little bit more option, leaving this one a little bit higher out, just trying to guard that hole.
Terry does have some rocks in play that up there that he can bring into play.
Definitely got the angles of rocks coming in there. We'll
Can't
see.
guard them all.
We'll see if
Mine's okay.
Mike Wood can
3.
put this halfway out there. They're calling 3, which is a little bit tighter.
Mine's good.
And we do know that if it hangs out on that outside that 4-foot line, it does glide a lot better.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Right there.
Oh,
Whoa.
gonna get by that yellow. He's gonna kiss off it.
Okay.
Little baby kiss.
All right.
It's not bad.
Yep, guards that yellow raise up. That's the one that I think that Terry really wants to try to have open at the very end. But he's going to use it here. We've got the 2 yellows. Trying to promote them off of his own yellow and into the red. So they're going to see some granite move here if we can get it right on that top yellow. He's got it out a little bit.
Did he just put it out a bit?
Yeah, he did put it out on release. Got to try to make this one move up. He wants to hit that one pretty solid.
I think he might have just.
Never gonna see that.
You know what? Yeah, so Terry's already telling himself that he doesn't think he's going to get that opportunity to hit that one again. So Neil just runs up there to put the guard on that one. Because I think that those 2 yellows, we're going to come into that red pile somewhere. I don't know what kind of damage it would have done. And
Yep.
Neil's hoping we're never able to find out.
That one sure slid a long way, eh?
Terry's got to start looking at, what am I going to do? He better start looking at the other side there.
And you just heard Mike talking with his sweepers that, that last one really slid a long way. So staying out wide, and later in the game, we're finding that the rocks are sliding better out here than they are down the middle.
1, 2.
Clean it. Yeah.
He's got
A little bit less.
there.
You called a little bit less weight, which means this one will start curling a little bit more. But he only has to have something around that 4-foot line to guard that double raise that they just tried. So this is coming off the line pretty hard here. They're asking it to stop. And you know what? I don't know that that guarded enough, because I think Terry can still see a good chunk of that yellow. Half a rock will send everything in there.
So he does have another shot at it.
Yeah.
Didn't think he was going to.
And I like the way Terry moved over all the way over to sheet C so he could see all of this rock. And the angle looks a lot better from the other sheet.
It does.
So if you learned anything from Chris's shot there, if he puts it out with weight, he knows this is going to run down the sheet.
That's right.
Terry does throw a lot of rotation. He does have what I will call safe ice. Like, if he's throwing some weight here, this will not curl for him. See how much of this yellow he can hit.
He's been curling pretty good this game.
He's made a pile of doubles.
Done.
Yep, and he's got this one running down the line. Gonna get by the guard.
He did.
He's gonna get a good chunk of this yellow and see how he sends it in. Gets the kiss, rolls in there, and
they're still sitting two, I believe.
He got a little spin. There wasn't really much room to sweep that yellow when it was spinning in there, but 2 reds. Good news for Terry. He's still got a double raise out there.
Yeah,
and we got Neil calling a timeout here. They still have 3 minutes to play with only a couple rocks, which is plenty of time. But
Got the red and the yellow.
What are we?
Okay, let's listen to what they're gonna talk about.
So the thought is, do you bump this a foot?
Great call.
Is their coach coming out here too?
Bump it right to here, so it guards that, and then he can't have that, right?
What's he got right now?
He's got this and that. So if you bump this to here,
Just bump it a foot. Just get it under that 4 a little bit. Stagger.
at least he's got to hit 2 rocks to make it happen, right?
Yeah, and this is pretty. I'm just looking to see what sort of angle, but I don't know.
I don't think he has anything over here. It's too straight.
No, I was just looking at it.
It's too straight.
So the ice for that is about here. Right?
Well, we had this 2
So
ends ago,
basically,
right?
just to sort of to there.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had this 2 ends ago, remember? And it.
Would you ever think about just throwing another one over the hog line?
a high guard kind of guards both of those rocks a little bit.
Is that
Not a bad call. And
Pretty well it, I think.
no, they looked at the other side, so they eliminated the other side of the ice. There's nothing really there.
Don't really want to open this up either, so they're kind of playing a delicate shot here.
Right. You know, something just over the hog line. Maybe splitting the 4-foot line would make a raise on both of them. A little bit difficult. Terry will have the outside raise in through the hole off of his own yellow, or have to raise the red back
15, 20.
onto his yellow.
Is he not playing like to raise that red one?
He's trying to tap the red straight back a couple of feet.
Right.
And then that will always still leave the yellow raised, but it'll be the yellow into this red, the one that he's tapping up. So a lot of rocks here. We'll wait till the smoke clears and then see what Terry's going to have left.
Line's good.
22.
What?
22.
Line's good.
22.
It's a 22.
22. Must have been his split time.
Oh yeah, that's a good time.
Line's good. Come on. Yep. Line's good.
This looks like a really good line. Looks like they're going to get the shot they called. Trying to get it to the nose to tap it up. Now you got to bump it up a bit. So, not sure if, I don't think there is a hole here for Terry to come through here and get on his own. He might have just tapped this one far enough.
Doesn't have to come off of there.
What if Terry just hit that one straight back?
I'm gonna hit it right here.
Huh?
Well, I think he's looking to come in off of this one and into there.
Yeah.
Overthink it.
So, It was very hard to kind of cover everything out there and take everything away.
It's like right here, Chris.
I mean, with all the rocks in play, Terry's always going to have something. It's just how tough is it going to be?
He could actually, if he hit this rock straight back too, he might get the outside of that yellow one in the 8-foot.
You make it off the yellow.
And slash it across, right?
That's pretty tough. They're going away from it, but it might. And he doesn't need to move it much. If he just
it could be a plan B.
Just to tick it. If it does curl up too much on him, I think he's just trying to raise this one right by the red off of this and into this pile somewhere. Whether he catches his yellow or hits this red.
Terry's made just about everything tonight, so let's see what this one does.
So last rock in the 8th end for Yukon. They do have a 5-4 lead. However, BC is currently sitting 2, enough to win the game here, so he needs to get something in that pile.
Close.
Don McPhee and Doug Hamilton on the sweep here. Chris Meager on the call. This one's coming up.
Oh, he's close.
He's really close.
Really close.
He got it off that one, but a little too thick.
Quite.
Thanks a lot, buddy.
And that's it. He didn't get anything off of the Everest button. So BC, with a score of 2, takes a 6-5 lead and wins this game.
Right. And we don't have an update on the games tomorrow, but it will be the championship pool, and you can get that online.
Yeah, so if you want to go to curling.ca/scoreboard, you will be able to find out which teams are in the championship pool. There is a draw tomorrow morning at 8:30. We will not have coverage on that one, but we will be back at 12:30 tomorrow, continuing on with our championship round, and we hope to see you all then. Thanks from Penny Shantz and myself, Dan Holowichik. Have a good night. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye for now.